All right, well, the Paris Olympics and Paralympics may be finished, but that doesn't mean that there isn't a ton of high performance sport, including a lot of world championships. And one Canadian rock star that's joining me today, Nathan Clement, just became a 3-time world champion. He won 2 titles at this year's World Championships. Buddy, congratulations. It's great to see you. And you just had a big 30th birthday. I can only imagine that the success on the road and the time trial feels like a pretty good birthday present.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very grateful and very fortunate to be in this position now where it's been a pretty crazy September with winning a silver medal at the Paralympics and now pretty well ending the month with 2 world championships, one in the road race and one in the time trial. So right now I'm in a place where I'm very thankful for the opportunities and the support that's come for me in the last little while and just trying to soak this all in and appreciate it now because this is such a beautiful time and a beautiful gift for my family and everyone who supported me.
I can only imagine the impact that your results have had. I think to the road race, though, epic finish, sprint to the finish. You ultimately beat Ferroni of Italy. What was going through your head? Because it's hard to keep cool in moments like that.
It was a lot. It's very hard to describe just because with Ferroni, he's such a great racer and such a great rider, and he's more of a sprinter. I'm not a sprinter, so it was like, this is not the situation I dreamed of. This is not the spot I envisioned. But really going through the race, I kind of had to like coach myself a little bit, work myself through some old issues, old problems I've had because I've lost to Ferroni in similar situations in the past. So really just coaching myself. And as I came down to about a kilometer and a half to go, it was just focus in. When your moment comes, let him make the first move and then go on the attack after that. So very much as it came down to the final couple hundred meters to go, it was head down, push, sacrifice as much as I can to just get across that line. And right before I hit the line, I thought I had enough of a gap. And it was just raw emotion, raw celebration, and just a lot of demons being slayed in the road race and a lot of just jubilation that I could not control.
Spoken like a true vet. But you haven't been cycling for that long, buddy. Like, you pick it up 2020, you make your World Cup debut 2022, and you're the greatest in the world right now in 2024. Did you know that that was going to happen going into Worlds? Like, did you feel something special brewing?
You never know. Like as an athlete, you always have a dream of getting on the podium or performing as that was the target. But just from dreaming it to focusing on it, preparing for it, and then actually doing it is 2 very different things. And I'm so lucky that I've had teammates like Alexander Hayward get on the podium a couple times, and that was kind of like a great motivation for me, seeing how he performed and seeing how he did motivated me, helped me, but also the performances we had on the Paralympic team back in late August, early September down in Paris. And just seeing those kind of performances really helped elevate me. And when you're surrounded by successful riders like Dr. Keely Shaw, Kate O'Brien, and Mel Pemble, and so many others like that, it helps you from competition to competition take that weight off and know that anything is possible.
Team Canada is absolutely on fire, and great for you to mention your teammates. So much success there. You were a swimmer, though. You competed Rio 2016, and you retired 2018. So I'm assuming that there's a lot of synergies between swimming, racing, and road riding, road racing. What did you bring with you, and what did you have to learn net new?
I think one of the biggest things that I brought with me was I always had a mindset of a as a swimmer that although I was a 50-meter butterflying, swimming is very much, in my opinion, an endurance sport, just everyday training, the technical aspects of the sport, the attention to details that you need day in, day out in the pool because you're fighting for point 0.1, point 0.2, point 0.3 of a second as you get to that Paralympic, that professional para swimmer level of the sport. So there's very much fine-tuned kind of work that needs to be done and transferring that over into cycling where often I'm out on the road for 2, 3, 4 hours and trying not to let that brain go into autopilot mode. So really being in tune with your pedal stroke, really being in tune with your body position and just making sure that you're comfortable on the bike. You're respecting your certain power or the heart rate zone that you have to be in. So there's a lot of attention to details that are needed. But like one of the big things in cycling and versus swimming too, as I mentioned it just seconds ago, is I did 50 meters of butterfly. And now I'm doing 10, 15 kilometer, 20, 40K races, depending on where it is. So heart rate levels are getting a lot higher. So for example, in my time trials I do, I'm often averaging about 190 to 200 BPMs the whole entire time at 30 years old, which is not something you should be doing at my age. But
Oh,
but you really have to learn and get comfortable with the uncomfortable situation. So always navigating when things don't go your way, because a lot can happen in 5K, let alone 15 or 40K. So you're always trying to navigate the situations a lot more than what you had to do in a 50-meter butterfly, where it's just head down, you sprint to that line, and if you get there, you get there. But now with cycling, there's a lot of attention to details, as I said, with those longer races and trying to be tactile and trying to be aware of your surroundings and making smart choices when you are at such a high heart rate and such a high level of exhaustion and even pain at points.
it's not easier. It's easier said than done. You said that brilliantly. You just touched up your tattoo, which is so cool. It says Rio 2016, Paris 2024. There's a lot of time in between those years. What would 30-year-old Nathan tell 22-year-old Nathan when you were in the pool?
I think the biggest thing I would tell him is take the time you need to figure the stuff out that you need to. When I left swimming, I was done with high performance sport. I didn't want to go back to it. It was a lot on the body, a lot mentally, and I just wanted to explore and try different paths and try different avenues. And as I went away, I did a backpacking trip, and then throughout that backpacking trip, funny thing with it as an athlete and doing sport pretty well my whole life to that point is I was starting to find ways to get connected with sport, but not in the high performance aspect, but just in the love of exploring, the love of seeing new things and trying new things. And just in that path, I got connected with that inner fire, that inner competitor in me. But one of the biggest things that I did was I talked and spoke with people close to me about the mental health and really making sure I found that balance and had that balance. So what I would tell the younger me, what I would tell the post Rio me is be patient with the process. Understand that you need to experience these feelings that you're experiencing and go through everything that you have to go through to reach this point, because there's a lot of development. There's a lot of growing that I've had to do from 2016 into 2018 into 2020, working in restaurants and being a busser, being a host, being a server, to now being able to ride a bike and represent my national team.
Thank you so much for your vulnerability. That was a beautiful answer. And I resonated a lot with that too. I kind of needed to hear that at 22 years old. So thank you so much. I don't like the question, what's next? But there was a lot of buzz in Paris. There's going to be buzz in Los Angeles. You don't have to have all the answers right now, but are you thinking about the future and perhaps competitive future?
I am, yes, 100% I am right now, where I think it's just that inner athlete, that inner competitor, where right now I'm honestly riding such a high that I want to be like, yeah, I can do this. Yeah, I can do that. And really like envisioning what the next couple years can be. But in these moments too, I also want to give myself that perspective of it's a long way. And doing a cycle, as I know, as a swimmer and now as a cyclist, it's a long process. So having the dreams, having the visions of hopefully representing Canada and LA in 2028, but also having that perspective too of it's a long time and I need to balance that out. So LA is the goal, but I'm really just going to give myself the time I need right now with training and with riding to separate from the bike.
Mm-hmm.
But also when I get back onto the bike too, doing it for the love, not doing it to set max power, or not doing it to destroy my heart on or destroy it on climbs, but just go out there, have fun, be a part of the community, because that's one of the great things about my sport of cycling is you're always interacting with the community. And being on a tricycle style bike, I always have people coming up asking me, what's that? Why are you riding this thing? And that's just an intro into the world of parasport and
Yeah.
paracycling. So for me, it's more just right now, it's of course having dreams and visions of chasing another Paralympic Games and trying to go for my third, but also having that perspective and realizing that there's a lot of time from right now where we are in October of 2024 to even next year or the start of my next season in paracycling. So just enjoying it, appreciating, and really connecting with what's important in sport is that fun and that kind of childhood sense that comes with what we do and why we love sport is just it gives us that freedom, it gives us that opportunity, and just really doing that I feel is going to be very important for me for the next little while.
And that's why we love watching you, because the joy is so evident and the feeling of freedom riding a bike. Beautiful. Thank you so much for giving us some of your time, buddy. I can only imagine that you're very busy right now, but it's so nice to see your face and catch up. Congratulations. Canadians are so proud.
Well, I appreciate your time and thank you for everything. Like, if you don't mind me speaking for a second, having CBC cover the Paralympics like they did this past games was super special for us. Like, even inside the village, we were watching all the feeds, all the sports, saw the wheelchair basketball teams go on their run. Athletics dominate, swimming dominate Nicholas Bennett and everyone in there. And just the coverage was absolutely incredible. And it was so special to us as athletes and it meant the world. So thank you.
Thank you. It meant the world to our team, too. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you.